my beautiful humans, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to do a pretty exciting video. I've wanted to do this ever since I started my channel, or even before I started my channel. I have watched so many people's videos on their tattoos and piercings, and I am so nosy and really interested in, you know, the placement, whatever it is, how it looks, why they got it, the price, the pain, all that kind of stuff. So in today's video I'm going to be doing my tattoo and piercing tour. I want to make a quick disclaimer that not everyone loves tattoos and piercings, and that is okay. We are all individual and we're allowed our opinions. But just remember, it is your opinion. I personally love tattoos and piercings. I think that they are such a unique way to express how you're feeling or all that kind of stuff. I just think that they're beautiful, yeah, and they tell, my body is a canvas, and the tattoos I have tell a story, and every tattoo I have I love. Obviously I wouldn't have got it if I didn't like it, so please be respectful and understand that these tattoos are a part of me, and if you don't like them, that is your opinion. And also, excuse my nail, it got broken off and it really hurt, like I nearly died, but we are okay. So firstly, I think I should start off with my piercings. I have 11 piercings. Most of them are in my ears, like all of them pretty much are in my ears. So on my left ear, I'll put like pictures probably of close-ups because I can't see like what you guys are seeing. My camera is quite far away from me, so we'll try and see. So I might even try and come a little bit closer. So in my left ear I have a stud in my cartilage, and then I have a ring in my cartilage, and then I have 4 lobe piercings. And then in my right ear I have 4 lobe piercings as well. So I got my first lobes done when I was about 4 or 5, and my parents took me to, I think it was like the chemist, because in New Zealand you can get your ears done at like Life Pharmacy, and I'm pretty sure that's where I would have got them done, like 99% sure. So I went in there and I got them done, and honestly I don't even remember the pain. I remember getting a lollipop and I was pretty pleased with that, but I never had any issues with them. Then I got my seconds done when I was about 13, I think, because at my middle school you couldn't have double studs, so I waited until I started college, and yep, so I got them done then, and it didn't hurt, but the healing on my seconds was quite bad. Like, they weren't pierced properly, I don't think, and that was also done at Life Pharmacy. Pretty much, I'm pretty sure, yeah, all of my lobes were done at Life Pharmacy, and the seconds didn't close, didn't heal, sorry, for a long time. It was horrible, had ear infection, oh, it was just terrible, but I wouldn't let them go because I was told that if I let them heal up, then getting them pierced again would be way more painful, which it probably wouldn't have been, but I didn't. I stuck through it, and now they're all good, but they took about 6 months to heal, my seconds. It was ridiculous. Then I got my thirds and fourths a week apart, and I only got them done probably about 3 months ago, maybe 4 months ago, and I haven't had an issue with them whatsoever. The pain was like a 1, you know, just a really sharp pinch, and they're in. I don't recommend getting them done so close together, as in time, because your ear is sore, obviously. Not sore, but like it's a little bit tender, and then when you add another hole like a week after and your ear's still a little bit sore, it just is like, you know, it's not the greatest. But anyway, it was done, it didn't hurt too badly, and yeah, I'm very happy with how they look. The next piercing I have is my belly button piercing. I'm not going to show you that because I have not got my summer body on fleek just yet, but it's just the standard navel piercing. I got that when I was 14. I begged my dad to let me get that done, and he had no objections as long as I looked after it. So I went to a tattoo shop in Cambridge, and I got that, which is around where I live, and I got that done. And so I was going to tell you the pricing. So I think for like my ears, my lobes I mean, they were probably about $25 to $35 a piercing, so a set. And then so for my belly button it was $55, and rating that out of 10 in pain would probably be a 3. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not like a nice feeling, but I definitely think that there are so much more painful things in life. Healing is the most difficult with a navel piercing, especially when you're wearing like high-waisted jeans or a belt and you've got like a dangly jewelry. It like hooks onto your belt and like can tear it. You just have to, have to be really careful. Yeah, other than that though, I feel like it was a pretty easy piercing to heal. I just cleaned it with saline solution stuff that you get given, and never had an issue with it. I do take it in and out quite regularly, and I have left it out for months at a time and it hasn't healed, but I'm nearly 21 years old, so I mean it's had, I can't do math, 7 years? 6.5 years of being in there, so it's pretty set there, I think. And then, so I'm going to go back to my ears. Sorry, I'm not doing this in order, but I kind of wanted to do my lobes, then my belly button, then my cartilage, so bear with me. So my cartilage, like I said, I have 2. I've got a stud in one and a ring in the other. I got the very top one done at a Life Pharmacy, and it has a big bubble behind it. Not a bubble, but like a lump. And I got this piercing done when I was probably about 15 maybe. I got them both done very close together, but I got them done at different places. The one at the top from Life Pharmacy was done with a gun, and that is apparently a big no-no, and I didn't know that, and I should have done more research on it, but I didn't. And the second one, which has a ring in it, was done by a needle at a tattoo shop, and that one has healed perfectly, and the one done with a gun took ages. It took so long, and to this day, and that's been what, 5 years, to this day I most nights don't even sleep with that one in, because it just gets so tender and like irritated, and it's not that fun, but I won't give up on it. So yeah, that's my own fault really. So for the cartilage piercings, I would give the one with a gun maybe a 2, because it was just like a really quick crunch, but it does definitely hurt more than the lobes. The one with the needle, that was probably a 3. Like, to me that hurt almost more than my belly button, which I don't know why, but it just did. So I would give that a 3. And healing on the one done with the needle was sweet, and the one with the gun took about 3 years, I'd say, probably, to heal properly, and then now it just irritates me. So yeah. Now onto my tattoos. Now I am so much more of a tattoo girl than I am piercing. I think piercings are beautiful and look really good on other people, but for myself I couldn't get anything over my face or, you know, that type of thing. I just don't think it would suit me. So my tattoos are my pride and joy. I'm going to insert photos of my tattoos up close so that you can see them, so that I can make sure that you're actually seeing what I'm showing you. So firstly, in New Zealand, to my knowledge, you have to be 18 to get a tattoo without parental consent. But I mean, most parents, most tattoo shops will tattoo you at 16, even earlier sometimes, with parental consent. So I was 17 when I got my first tattoo, and I did have parental consent, and I did do a lot of research into the tattoo shop first. All of my tattoos that I have currently are done by the same artist, and I think that he's an amazing artist. He's based in Cambridge, just like when I got my ears done, it was done by people at his shop. It's Cambridge Tattoo and Body Art. I would highly recommend them if you're in the area, but you have to book quite in advance because they're a very popular shop. Right, that's enough of a rant. So I was 17 when I got my first tattoo, had parental consent, and I looked into getting a tattoo for years. Like, I wanted a tattoo for such a long time. My dad has tattoos, he's got quite a few tattoos, and I just you know, I love the way they look. I was obsessed with watching him get his tattoos done, and I just knew from quite a young age that that's what I wanted. So for my birthday that year, I got a tattoo voucher, and I went and I picked out the design that I want, or the piece that I wanted, and went from there. This is my first tattoo. It is the word family written on my right hand wrist, and it has 3 stars down the bottom of it. I really don't know what you guys can see. I'm just gonna insert photos, but it's there. 3 stars down the bottom represent my family. There's more than 3 people obviously in my family, but it was for my Nana and Pop and me, then my mum and dad and me, and then my 2 sisters and me. So there's threes. I got this because, you know, I have 2, I don't know how to explain it. I wanted it for my siblings, and I wanted it for my parents and my grandparents, and there's 2 of each of them, so, and then I was the middle. So originally I got it just for my siblings, but then I added that extra meaning in because I really liked it. So that is why I have that tattoo. And obviously the word family is quite self-explanatory. I know it's quite a basic tattoo, like a lot of people have that word, but I think like you couldn't be too unique with the word family, because, you know, everybody has a family. So yeah, that is my first tattoo. The pain for that one would have been maybe a 3 or a 4, maybe a 3. I'll say 3. It didn't hurt too badly. Obviously it was my first tattoo, so I hyped it up extremely, and I was preparing to die, you know. You have no idea what the feeling's going to be like, and the guns are so loud, the tattoo guns. Yeah, you kind of just go in there like with a huge expectation, and it was nothing like my expectation. It feels like a hot knife. Like, that sounds terrifying, that's not the best. Like a hot scratching, yeah, like a hot scratching something. Like you heat up something and you just run it along the top of your skin. That's what it feels like. It's not too horrendous, so don't worry. And this one cost me $130, $140, and it took about 15 minutes, so not too long at all. Then I waited a year until I got my second tattoo. Yeah, it would have been about a year. And I've been looking at tattoos for, you know, that whole year, because once you get a tattoo you like get in the fever, you know, you want more. But they're so expensive, and like I said, the shop that I go to is quite hard to get into, so I was really wanting to put a lot of thought into the design that I wanted to make sure that it was exactly what I wanted. Right. I wanted to get a tattoo for my guide dog Halo. I was pretty set on that. I just didn't know what I wanted. And then a pretty traumatic event happened in my life where I nearly lost Halo. She was attacked, and we were in the process of finding out whether or not we were going to lose her. There was a lot of things in, like a lot of things against her. She wasn't really supposed to come through it. Even if she did survive, she wasn't supposed to be able to work again, which would mean that I would have to give her up because I needed a guide dog, not a pet dog. So at that time, I was obviously quite down, and I wanted to get something to mark that point in my life. And then I found out that I was going to keep Halo, and that she had passed her assessments and had passed her medical, and we were all good to go again. So I got this tattoo here, the top one, and it says Forever Grateful, and that obviously is very self-explanatory. I am forever grateful for Halo, and for you know, God above for letting me, or not letting me, but allowing me to keep Halo. It was such a blessing, and I am forever grateful for whatever powers helped us get through that time in my life. It was hell, but we got there, we made it. And then under that, so this is a separate tattoo. I didn't get them done at like they're not in the same stencil. And then I got a little paw with an H inside of it for Halo, because again, I got the Forever Grateful and I just thought I needed something, not necessarily to add to it, but I wanted to have her with me all the time. And the placement for this is because when I hold Halo's harness, this is the arm that I hold it with, my left arm, and I just thought it would be nice to have it in that placement. The pain for this one was nothing. Like so the tops, the very tops of the letters hurt, like the very top, when it gets close to the fold of my arm, that hurt, not gonna lie. That was probably about a 4. But the rest of it, I was so shocked at how little it hurt. Like, I was like, oh wow, like this is crazy. So I would give the top letters a 4, and then the rest probably a 2, because it was, I mean, of course it's something. It's not like you're not getting anything done, but it was so manageable, you know. It was fine. The cost for the script was probably about $130, $140, and then the what do you call it? Jeez. The paw with the H inside of it, we got incorporated in the price, which was good. And that was about, I think, 50, so altogether it was about 180 for both of them, which was cool. And that took probably about 25 minutes probably for those two, because I got the first one done and then I was looking and I was like, oh, can I add something to it? And he's like, sure. So we went away and we drew it up and then came back and did it all in the same session, which was great, because I I love tattoos, but I don't like having to go back, because like, I don't know, it freaks me out. So I got them done about, I don't know, an hour apart, so that was cool. Then the next tattoo I got is this one here. This is the treble clef on the outside of my right wrist, right on the bone. Now, this was hands down the most painful tattoo I have ever gotten. And I had a friend who got a tattoo on the same place the same day I got this, and she was like, that didn't hurt. So I mean, it's totally personal, not preference, but like, people take pain differently, and I've got quite a high pain tolerance to like tattoos and stuff like that, but this one, oh my gosh, it hurt so bad. But it was only about 10 minutes, so it was fine. So it is a treble clef, like I just said, and I really like the placement of it. I think it's quite cute. People don't know it's there because they wear bracelets all the time, and it's just something kind of hidden. I got a treble clef because it's at the start of every row of sheet music, and it represents like every day. It's a new day. There's a start of a new day. And I know that's not the meaning of the treble clef in music, but that's how I wanted to interpret it for this tattoo. I am very much into music. I love, you know, music, obviously. I play instruments. It's such an outlet for me. So I really wanted something musical, but I also wanted something that had a little bit of meaning behind it as well. So that is why I got that tattoo. Then, so like I said, that tattoo hurt so bad. I'd give this one like a 7. Like, it was bad. It's like most people, I've got quite skinny wrists, so like if you feel, most people have like a little nubble, that's such not the right word, like a little bump. The bottom of this little circle right here is on that. So like when he was tattooing it, it was like rolling, and oh, just thinking about it, I was like not gonna get another tattoo after that. I was done. I was like, nah, no bloody way am I getting another tattoo. This one here was about $80, so yep. about 4 months after I got that last one, I decided to get over myself and I went and got a big one. Like, I was like, I'm gonna go hard or go home. And I got quite a big tattoo. I'll put a photo in here because it's on my left shoulder and it's quite hard to show you. But it is 3 relatively big flowers, and they have swirls and like kind of, it's not vines, but you'll see like swirly things in amongst the flowers that join them together. And then above or beside each flower is my Nana is at the top with a butterfly, because my Nana's passed away now. When I got that tattoo, she hadn't passed away, but we knew that it was soon. So there's a purple butterfly at the top of that because purple was one of her favorite colors, and in Roman numerals is her birthday. Then if you look on the left side, that is my Pop's birthday, I think. Yeah, the left is my Papa's birthday again in Roman numerals, and then on the right is my dad's birthday in Roman numerals. And I wanted to get 3 flowers with their birthdays and obviously the purple butterfly to represent the love that I have for them. They raised me. I was raised by my Nana, Pop and my dad, and I wanted a flower because they blossomed, they're beautiful, and that's how their love for me was, or is, hopefully they haven't stopped loving me. So yeah, that is probably my favorite tattoo. That took just over 3 hours to do. On your shoulder blade, it is painful. I still think this one was worse, but like, we'll just leave that. This one's got a lot of shading in it, and also I got it I got white put through it, and white, I don't know why, but it was so painful getting the white, just because it was done with a really fine needle, and to make it look really cool. It does, it looks really, really nice, but it did hurt. Shading, I'm not bothered by shading or line work, but color and the white just, but that was only for, probably a minute. That's how long it took to get the extra little white bits put in. It was probably about, yeah, just a minute, so it was fine. Sitting for that long was quite difficult, not because of the pain, but because you're uncomfortable, obviously, but then you have to like, you can't move, like you're stiff because you're in a little bit of pain. You clam up because you're squished, and I was laying down, which was fine, which was a lot easier than sitting, I think. But when I stood up, because like your body goes into shock a little bit when you get a tattoo, it's just natural. It doesn't matter how much you think it hurts or not, your body is still trying to, like, it's like defensive against the pain. So when I stood up, I felt so sick because I was like, whoa, I had like a blood rush to my head. Pain wise for this tattoo, I would probably give it a 5 or a 6, because when they go over it the second time, because it took so long to do, it just, your skin is raw. I don't necessarily think getting it on your shoulder is the most painful place, but it just, the length of time you're sitting there was the hardest part. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it was just, I had to keep focused and stuff. And I always take lollies when I get tattoos, because your blood sugar drops, and it gives you something to do. It gives you something to take your mind off of it. I can't play on my phone when I get a tattoo, especially with this one, because I was laying on my tummy, but I can't really see my phone enough to focus on it, especially when your body's kind of vibrating with the tattoo gun. So yeah, and that was about $480 for that tattoo, so it was an expensive piece. So I got that in September of last year, and then in very early March of this year I got my final tattoo, which I'm sure it won't be the last tattoo I get, but currently it is. And this tattoo by far has the most meaning to me. My Nana passed away in late February, and like I've said in this video, she was someone who raised me. She was my mum, and it was so painful to lose her. She had been sick for the past year, and it was a blessing in disguise that she passed, but still very difficult. So I knew straight away that I was going to get a tattoo for her, solely for her, and I wanted it slap bang in the middle of somewhere that I could see it all the time, that reminded me of her all the time. So I decided to get You Are My Sunshine, and then her birthday and her death date on my left forearm, and I'll show you that now. So it's, you know, it fits in with these ones, but yeah, You Are My Sunshine and then the birth and the death date. The reason I got You Are My Sunshine was because when I was younger, she always used to sing that to me, and it was just, you know, our song. I'm sure lots of people have it as their song, but it was something very special for me. And we also, it was her funeral song at her service, her memorial service. We played that song, and it just, like, if I hear that song, it just reminds me straight of her. So I wanted that. And I also got like a sun type of thing. Well, it is a sun, but it's like little lines as rays of sun, because she always used to call me her little ray of sunshine, and I just thought it fit really well. And then for obvious reasons, her birthday and her death day, just because those are significant dates to me. And yeah, I don't believe that every tattoo has to have a meaning. I think that if you love a tattoo, then you should, like, within reason, go get it. People think that they shouldn't get tattoos unless they have meanings, and I don't think that's the case at all. If I see a tattoo that I really, really love, it doesn't have a significant meaning to me, I would still get it. The reason I have these tattoos is because when I've been able to get a tattoo, I have wanted something sentimental that has had a meaning to me, so that is the only reason. Otherwise, I'm not against getting tattoos for a non-sentimental reason. I also want to touch on the fact that I am blind and love tattoos, because I know a lot of people are like, but you can't see them. Like, why would you get something tattooed on you that you can't see? So it's a very good question. I can never see the stencil work because it's done on like a very thin paper with a very fine coloured pencil or pen, and I can never see it. So what I do is I take a picture of it and I invert the colours so that the colour comes out a lot brighter so that I can see it, or darker, the lines come out darker, and that is how I plan my tattoos and how I see them. Otherwise, I draw them myself, or go online, find what I want and cut the bits out and put them on a piece of paper and glue them, and then take it to the tattoo artist. And it looks so silly, but my artist really appreciates that because I can't see his drawings per se. So that's how I get around that. I wanted to pick an artist that but understands that I can't see and what I wanted, and listens to what I wanted, and that's really, really important for anyone, but especially with not having sight. You need someone who isn't just gonna go, well, I don't like that, I'm gonna get something else. So that is what I did there. And as for actually seeing my tattoos, I got my tattoos, apart from the one on my back, all in a place where I can bring them close to my face. If I got a tattoo on my leg, I would still have to like lift my leg up to see it. With the ones on my arms, I bring it close to my face and I can see. So, I mean, I'm very fortunate to have some remaining sight, but that's how I do it. I don't just get a tattoo and wing it and hope that my tattoo artist has drawn what I asked, but really I have like a carrot on my arm when I asked for a butterfly, you know. So you just have to have a lot of trust in your artists. Find someone that you like, know their work is good and honest, and go from there. So thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed my tattoo and piercing tour. I know it's been such a rambly video, but I wanted to get in depth about the meanings behind my tattoos and show you my piercings and all that kind of stuff. So thank you very much for watching. I know this is different from videos that I would normally film, but I hope that this reaches a little bit further and we get more of an audience. We are nearly at 50 subscribers, so whoop whoop. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye.